in cloud, you can freely install the app from Atlassian Marketplace. So you just need to Google Atlassian Marketplace, and then you have this nice marketplace where you can search, and then as soon as you enter keyword risk, you will also find the risk manager. And you can freely trial it, and while you trial it, then you can see, customize, and do almost everything that we will do in next minutes as well. But the main thing after you have installed it is to open this under the apps, the risk manager getting started page. This is kind of a executive summary of everything you should know about the risk manager, starting with how to create the new risk management project, and ending up with how to add actually new risks. So everything in between we will look as well. You can actually enable the risk management also on any Jira project. So yeah, it's an easy process. Just follow the wizard. Today we don't waste much time of creating this risk project, but we'll jump straight into the project with already existing risks. But yeah, the wizard that you need to follow when you're creating, for example, new risk is quite simple. First, you need to just pick as a sample or a template risk model. You have few options there, and then you also have an option to choose between different spreadsheet templates. So now if I'm already switching to risk management app itself, then on the left side here, you can see Jira project panel. And we have lots of other options here as well, created by Jira itself, but our app is on this risk matrix page and on the risk management page. So the risk management page is in front of you. It's just a spreadsheet for managing risks. Maybe some of you will recognize it from this Excel sheet that you might use to list down and track your risks today. And the risk matrix page is actually just a page where you can see an overview of your risks in different cells of the risk matrix. So here you can customize the risk model. And on really high level, what our app does is it provides the Jira capability to allow you to create different risk models and then connect the Jira issues or tasks with this risk model. So if you, for example, here define the severity and probability values, then later you can tell on this risk management spreadsheet that this next task that I'm creating, it has this specific severity and the specific probability values. So this is out of the box. It's not possible with Jira itself, but with the dedicated app, it allows you to extend the functionality of Jira. And yes, our app is then providing the risk management related functionality on top of existing Jira functionality. And yeah, when you have created a new risk project or just enabled the risk management on your project, then yeah, the first thing what you should actually do is to review this risk model, because you have chosen a template one, but most likely you would like to do some changes. The minimum thing that you probably want to do is to review the template descriptions for classifiers. So like probability. In your organization, there might be a bit different description for that. But just by hovering over different probability values, you can see there a button for adding new probability. You can see edit probability option, and then also the remove probability values. And the same is with severity. You have add, edit, and remove for all the severity values. So it's quite simple to just edit the existing values and or adding or removing the ones. You can completely remove all the values from this risk matrix at the moment. And just as easy it is, well, let's quickly add one new risk class. Let's call it extreme risk, assign it some darker color, some description text here as well. And now we have one additional risk class here that we can easily map just to any point in this risk matrix as we want. Well, in order to make sense, then we just map it to a most critical and most probable place. So and just by clicking around, you can easily customize this risk matrix. This risk matrix is this project specific, so you can have different products in your organization having different setup for this risk model. So you don't need to actually apply the same model in every risk management in your organization. But of course, if you customize it once, then the next time, if you want to reuse it, you can see from the apps risk management starting page, you can create the new risk project also from the existing one. And what that does is copy exactly this setup that you have already once built up into a new project. So you can easily reuse the configuration or just use different configuration wherever you want. Now, if you are ready with the risk model, then it's time to move on to the spreadsheet view, because this should be the main view where you are actually working with risks, where you enter the data, where you analyze and write down all the different characteristics or attributes of this of some specific risks. This project, we already have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 risks. Just to show you how it looks when you already have the data inside. It's basically a spreadsheet editor inside Jira. Every row is a separate risk, and every column here is actually a Jira custom field. So if we are opening one Jira issue in a separate view, then we can see all the same data, actually what we are seeing in a table, and even more. Plus we have those risk panels and traceability links all accessible from here. In table, we can easily see more data and work with multiple risks, but sometimes this Jira issue view is required also just to get into more details, like this really detailed history of Jira issue. So all the changes are logged down. So in Atlassian systems, you basically can't do anything without leaving a trace. And it's a good thing, actually. So everybody knows when somebody changes some data field, you don't need to worry, like what happens if I'm just changing a severity value or probability. So then the system itself actually tracks the changes, and they are not lost, and you can't delete also the change history. Only the really high admins who have actually direct access to some database, which is also under control of Atlassian, can do that. But yeah, even I can't do it at the moment if I'm using the cloud Jira. But yeah, if we're looking the high level kind of like overview of this table, then you will recognize already some of those data fields and points from the presentation that Mariam gave. So we have here listed hazard situation, harms, causes, and so on. And then we'll have already the initial risk score, basically, like this first risk. We have the severity, major, and probability, probable, which results as high risk class. And after we have done the first risk assessment, we'll have the mitigation and verification section, where we can start working with risks. Then also after we've mitigated and verified it, then we can just do the final risk assessment, and then it's basically done. So in theory, it's all pretty simple. Just write everything down, describe the risk, assess it, mitigate, test the mitigation actions, and do the final assessment. So quite simple. But now, in order to make this tool useful for yourself, then yeah, it just takes some time to put everything in place in your organization, so everybody actually starts entering the risks. You enter the correct data in the correct format, and so on and so on. But of course, we can shorten this time and give you some hints what you should do as the next thing after you have already customized the risk model according to your needs. And the second important thing is to review actually the spreadsheet view, because in this view, we actually have right now lots of text fields. If I'm clicking on a risk, I can edit the risks. Really simple, click, edit, and then just confirm changes. But you can see we have here different fields. We have, most of the fields are text fields, but for example, we have risk due that has this nice date picker, and we then have select lists for severity and probability values, and so on. And you probably know that in Jira we have also a lot of different field types, and you should make use of these different field types. Like for example, entering the dates with date picker is really simple and bulletproof. You never make any errors with different date formats, and when we are using some user picker fields, then you probably won't make any spelling errors while entering also the risk owner, for example. And you can customize all these fields here in a table. So you can, if I want, I can remove this course column. I can edit and just rename this title if I need it for some reason. And similarly, I can add different columns here by just choosing which type of column do I want to enter. Do I want to enter Jira issue field, for example, like different assignees, different dates, Jira status, priorities, things like that. And yeah, I can just add, for example, assignee as, let's say we have risk owner or risk responsible person, and now I have added this risk owner that on Jira issue we have the assignee, but right now we have just a user picker, so I can easily apply any other user also in this system. Right now, of course, don't have much users in this demo environment, but yeah, you know, this user picker just helps you to pick the correct name in the correct places, and that it's always up to date. And when you customize the layout of this spreadsheet view, then you can speed up the new entries for sure, because with every new entry, you can actually just pick values from different select lists or user pickers or date pickers, and it's much faster, like clicking add, let's add new risk, new hazards, and so on. Don't need to fill everything. Risk owner, and yes, we have already entered the new risk. So we're okay. It was automatically sorted to the end of this this table, but yeah, we can continue with that here as well. So it's easy to just adjust the severity and probability values, and then we have done already a large amount of work. So let's say we are already reaching to the mitigation part, and this is where it gets a bit more interesting. So yeah, entering the risks really easy, either just one by one adding risks, or you can just even pick any cell and clone until that specific moment. So if I want to quickly clone this first risk, I can just pick this cloning menu from the hovering menu and confirm. In most cases, the hazard and the situation and the harm, they're all the same. Maybe just the cause is different. Then it's really quick. You can just clone. It's already pre-filled, finish the different parts, and then you have a new risks here. And yeah, I already mentioned the traceability part, and yeah, traceability we're solving with Jira issue links. So I already mentioned we have requirements also in a system, and you can just start searching from Jira by typing the Jira issues, and you can find, for example, I have one row below here. We have different requirements, but we can also use, and then we can just start writing something, and we can find all the issues already in Jira. So we can really easily enter already existing requirements to our mitigation actions, or we can use this plus button to just create the new mitigation action on the fly. You just probably need to select, let's say, the development project where we are keeping our requirements, define the new story. It's a new mitigation action, and it's created to the requirements list. it's linked automatically with our risks, and I can work with this risk management view ahead by just, for example, adding in the same way test cases by searching it from the system, and it's simple, quick, and those links and traces are established in the system between different objects, and they have unique IDs, so you have already traceability in place. And yeah, so the risk management on high level is fairly simple. You just need to customize the app so that you would benefit the most, and then you will benefit even more if you have the mitigation actions, verification actions as test cases. So everything already in Jira, so you can easily link or create the new mitigation and verification actions on the fly. With those Jira issue links, I already actually showed you this Jira issue view. They're all visible under the Jira issue view as well. You can add this from here as well if you like, but it's just quicker and easier to work with those links in this table view.
Sorry, Margus, to jump in because you were just in the Jira issue view. Could you please go back to the Jira issue view and show the history of risk, because that was one of the questions that we just got, and maybe it's good to show. I think Michaela was the one who asked that, how you can see the entire history of the risk in great detail in the Jira issue view.
Who has made change from what you were, and it goes back. The latest ones I have here just a few hours ago made some changes, but you can go a long way back, and then you can see even exact time when the change was done. And if you need to go even more precise, then this time step has also the millisecond preciseness, so it's all ordered in the actual order as well. Through the API, we can also get, well, everybody can get also the milliseconds, but for the regular user and everyday use case, we don't need such a preciseness, but it's also easily accessible. And
great, thank you.
Yes, and after a few minutes, I will actually show you also the risk history report that we have on the server app as well. We don't have it yet on the cloud, but it will be here as well at some point in time. But going back to the risks, then yeah, you can leverage those links in different ways. You can add also a new link type column, map different link type columns to this table, and build up different structures of those risks in your organization. You can keep your UX risks in one project, or divide system risk into hardware and software risks. So you can add different link types columns. You don't need to have just two. In the traceability column here in the end, we are showing you everything, but you can have much more links and much more connections in the risk management in your organization. So yeah, this is how you should work. Of course, you can import everything from Excel. You can export also everything to different formats, PDF, Excel. For example, this same report or this view for risks is in PDF. You can easily attach and electronically sign on different systems, and so yeah, use it as your risk register basically. And yeah, filtering, sorting, it's all kind of like out of the box, so that's not an issue here.